If you're a regular Birds of a Feather viewer, you may know that my husband restores vintage sewing machines, and with that comes a ton of vintage buttons. This is only a small portion of what we actually have. So what do you do with these buttons? Well, stay tuned and see.
Color outside the lines.
Some of these buttons are still on the card and they've got these wires on them. So I like to get a staple puller here and just get under that. And then you can just pull it with some needle nose pliers and get those off. So here are the items we're going to be using. We've got chicken wire. This chicken wire is also an upcycle because I was originally going to use it for a china cabinet and didn't end up using it. If you're interested in seeing how it looks now, I'll link to it up in the corner and down in the description. We've got this metal peace sign, and of course it's upside down. I'm going to see if I can use this really pretty ombre color rainbow cord, jump rings, needle nose pliers, and of course all these buttons. I use this staple puller to remove some of the buttons from their original cards. The one thing that I'm missing here is wire snips, so I'm going to go grab those and we're going to be back to cut the wire. So I've now got this peace sign right side up, and I'm going to take this Sharpie marker and let's just mark around where we want to cut. As I'm marking this, notice that there's a vertical line that's running through my chicken wire. I'm going to line that up with the middle of my peace sign so that I can secure it in the middle. So you want to leave at least, I'd say, like an inch so that you can wrap it around the edge of this wire here. So I'm going to finish marking this off camera and then we're going to cut it. So I've got some wire snips here and I'm just going to cut where I've indicated. So I'll complete the rest of this off camera. We'll be back to attach this. Now that the wire is cut, I want to secure it in place. So I'm just going to twist tie it in the middle here, and that way I can bend around the sides. I've already started two here. I've got another one here. I'm just going to bend it right over and wrap it around. But before I get too far with that, I am going to finish the middle here because I don't want the middle to shift. So these twist ties will secure it until I can get to the sides. Now if it doesn't work out with that rainbow cord that I showed you earlier, I might just take some fine black wire and do this all through the middle. And you're not even going to see it because the wire's already black, so it'll blend right in. So once that's secure, I'm going to go ahead and finish twisting these pieces right around. So here are the three that I've already bent, so I will do that one a little better. So for all intents and purposes, you're just going to cut it close, and if there are any areas like this, for instance, that are double, I'm going to untwist those. So I'll take the needle nose pliers and I'll untwist it so that I get single strands here. That way it'll be much easier to attach. Here's an example of one that I'm unwinding. Used to look like this. And then I'm just going to unwind it so that I can release this into single strands here. Then I'm going to cut this in the middle, and then I can wind here and here, just like I did these. So as you do this, you may need to cut more, and I just cut this one through the middle. So now I can go ahead and wrap this one too. And I will get the pliers to finish that off. And before you wrap, you might want to straighten this out. Once I'm happy with how that's wrapping, I'll take the snips and I'll cut it close. however best to get in there.
Wear goggles as you're doing this, or hold your other hand in front of that so that it can't fly up. Either way, you really should protect yourself from flying wire.
And then you can just squeeze that and finish it off. So that it's not sharp. My suggestion would be to do all the unraveling before you continue on. I've just attached this section here just to hold it, but as I unravel the wire all the way around here, I'm going to do that first, and then I can continue wrapping. And that's so that I have the leeway to lift this. So now I'm going to continue on with this one. As I unraveled the one that I just showed you, the wire fell right away. Now what I'll do is I'll cut that in the middle, and then I'll be able to extend right around. Here's an instance of a double wire that I'm going to need to unravel. So I'm just going to grab one end, and then I'll come underneath. These double wires can be a little bit tricky. And then you'll notice halfway through they start winding the other way. So they change direction, which is why they stay on here. So these can be a little bit tedious, but once they're done, it'll go pretty fast. The rest is just a matter of twisting them around the edge here. Now this is where it changes direction. And there you go. That came right off. Now these two here are going to get cut right in the middle. And then I'll be able to just straighten this out and then wrap it right around the edge. So, a few more to go. Can't wait to get to the buttons, because that's the fun part. To finish off the perimeter, I'm doing single crochet around the edge here. So I'm just taking a crochet hook. It makes this really pretty rainbow effect, and it cleans it up nicely. Unfortunately, one package of this ombre cord only gets you so far, so you're going to have to join it up.
You'll need about 20 yards in total.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top, I'm going to work down to the bottom, I'm going to crochet to meet up with here, and then I'll be able to come up here and here to finish it off. So let's make a loop here. We'll get the crochet hook in here. It's a little tricky to get started, so let's bring that through, hold that tail, and we're going to do a single crochet. So it's yarn over and through the 2 loops on the hook. So bring that through, yarn over and through both the loops on the hook. So this is a little awkward to do on camera, So I'm going to stop here, and when we're back I'll be done and we'll be ready to move on to fastening on the buttons. In the meantime, before you go any further, you're going to want to take off these twist ties that are holding the middle to our chicken wire. My own jump rings for these buttons because I need quite a deep circle here in order to get it through. I have no idea what the gauge is because I think this is probably from the dollar store. So what I'm doing is I'm winding some thin wire around a socket wrench. I'm just going to twist and twist and twist, and then I'll cut them apart. Then you can slip it right off. And what I'm going to be using to cut it is these double flush cutters by Xuron. This wasn't readily available in Canada, so I had to get this in the States, but as you can see, it's made in the USA. So if you're from the States, you should be easily able to get this. Let's just cut this off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and I think I'm going to do them one at a time because I'm finding it a little awkward to try to do more than one. So I'll just spread the wire out just a touch, and then I'll go ahead and cut that and let it drop away. And it seems to work much better when you're just dealing with one. So we've got our jump rings here. As you can see, that's ready to go, and they're perfectly flush. So I'll be able to get these around the buttons and close them up. Now, of course, if you can find these, then you can go ahead and buy them. But I just wanted to show you that you can go ahead and make them yourself. What will happen is I'll put these smaller jump rings onto the actual chicken wire, and then we'll be able to loop this right into the chicken wire and close up this larger loop here. So I'm going to need at least 150 of these, and actually it's really not going to take that long. It goes pretty quick. Once you're done with the cording, it's time to start adding the jump rings. To add the jump rings, we're going to need 2 pairs of needle nose pliers. So we're going to grasp one side, and then we'll grasp the other side here, and we're just going to pull and push in opposing directions to open it up. Now that it's open, we can attach it and then just reverse engineer what you just did in the other direction. And there, it's closed and it's onto your chicken wire. So we just have to do that to each and every section here, and then we're ready for buttons. Once the smaller jump ring is attached to the chicken wire, you can simply open this up and slip it on, and then close it back up again. Another 150 to go and I'll be done.
And here it is, finally hanging in the window. It's so pretty when the light hits it. You can find the full tutorial over at birdsofaFeather.ca, and don't forget to like, share, and follow right here. Want more unique crafts and DIYs? Be sure to watch another video.